Hey y'all, it's Indigo here coming at you with round three. This is the finals of season 5, week 2 of Grand Arena Championships. And I'm up against a really tough opponent. I found out he's one of the guild leaders of Maw. And so I know I've got my work cut out for me. Unfortunately, I was so busy with other things that I didn't have time to do my usual scouting his roster and doing my homework and comparing all our stats, which I highly recommend against that. Try to find the time and squeeze it in if you can, because you're going to see here real quick that it didn't do me any favors. Show you what he's got up top here. Up top, he left out his General Skywalker team, and then he's got a Dooku team, got Jango and Nest in there. You can see that he's already put up 1,900 points. He went early, and he full cleared me and did a pretty efficient job. Down south, he left me his Darth Revan, a full Sith Empire team with Malik. He's got a Grievous team over there with Newt. So some really tough stuff out front. And I was debating on, what I should use for what. I've got a lot of firepower, but I was thinking, should I mirror match? What's going to be my best options? So I thought I should go ahead and mirror with my own Darth Revan team. I did see that his Darth Revan was faster, so I put Sith Trooper in there to, absorb the opening fear. One thing I did not see, which would have come up had I done my homework, is that his Malik was fastest. So with the fastest Malik, you can see that he removed the taunt from Sith Trooper, and then his Darth Revan went, feared the whole team, and now look what happens. That's where we're at. I get to do absolutely nothing. My whole team doesn't even get to go, or hardly anything. So everybody is toast, and I just wasted a whole Sith Empire team, and pretty much just blew the match right there. You saw he put up 1,900 points. Well, that's minus 20 right there. Even if I went perfect through the rest of the board, that would barely be 1,900 points. So I just lost this whole match in the first battle due to not noticing that one thing, that he had a fast Malik, faster than his Darth Revan. So since I lost that, the only way to clean up what he's got now is to go in with my General Skywalker team, because I know it will kill his Darth Revan for sure. So I know I'll be able to clean this off and at least, get through and see what he's gotten back. I don't know if I'll be able to clear the board at this point. I do have a counter for his General Skywalker, but everything's got to kind of line up perfectly. So, and it all depends on what he puts him back too. So it's going to be tough. Like I said, I'll get through this match because I do this in arena. I use my General Skywalker a lot in mirrors and against the few Darth Revans that are left out there. And it's no trouble. You can easily get through, but it's kind of what you would call a banner burner. Putting Darth Revan and General Skywalker, both of those teams are really strong, but they're not very efficient banner-wise. So when you put them out on defense and your opponent has to use those same teams on offense to clear you, it's going to hurt them for banners. So it's a good way to kind of bleed out some banners from your opponent. You can see I only picked up 33 there. So not very good at all. So since I already lost this match, I figured I might as well try something. You guys have seen Nightsisters clear off General Grievous team, but I've been seeing a couple videos out there where people put in old DACA lead, and I haven't tried that. I've always tried Mother Talzin lead and using her, her lead where she gives out all the plague and revives everybody every time you kill somebody. So I thought, this would be neat. Let me try this old DACA team and see just kind of what kind of difference it is. She's supposed to give them extra defense, extra health, so it could make everybody pretty tanky, and it's supposed to make her pretty tanky so that she can keep bringing everybody back. And I do have a Relic 7 Old Daka. I've got her modded for health. She's even got a crit avoidance arrow. I mean, she's set up. You know, she's really good. I've got relics on all my Nightsisters. Not quite got Spirit where I want her yet, but Mother Talzin hits pretty hard. You can see that it does get dicey. You lose a lot, but you're able to bring them back. And so I can bring them back and keep attacking. But it seems like I continuously get stuck under Magna's taunt, and there's no real way to get rid of that. I keep losing my Spirit, and so I don't get her move where she'll remove the buffs and stun them because she's gone half the time. And then my old Daka didn't seem like she wanted to land stuns to save her life. So at this point, I'm kind of stuck. I keep getting stuck under taunt. Not sure what to do because this is the first time that I've ever tried to run this team. So I'm sure I'm making plenty of mistakes. A matter of fact, if you guys are out there watching this and you have experience running Daka as the lead against Grievous, tell me what you think. Where could I improve? I mean, besides putting more relics on Spirit, you know, what other tactics or something could I have used? Because I just feel like I kept getting stuck behind taunt. And then you see B2 would get down in the red, and I couldn't quite finish him off. Finally was able to get rid of B2. Got Newt down in the red, but there I lost my Asajj. Thankfully, they keep going after zombie a lot. That must be an AI thing where they're just coded to go after zombie even when there's no taunt up, which kind of is what keeps this team alive. You can see that Daka is still tanking it out, which is pretty great. But I'm having trouble with, you know, extortion, with keeping all my Nightsisters alive. They keep dying on me. I keep bringing them back. And sometimes, like right there, I don't get to bring them all back. Asajj didn't come back. So she's a heavy damage dealer. That's unfortunate. Daka's still there, though. She's doing what she can. Got her revive. Again, I try to bring everyone back, and Asajj doesn't come back. So I think I can see the potential of where this team would be. I took out B1 there, but you can see how low Daka is, and then Grievous finally went after her and took her out with a 188k hit. And once he takes her out, I mean, that's it. There was just zombie left there. So nothing you can do. I'm going in trying to clean this team up with resistance. I got JTR, but I don't have my BB-8 that's on defense. My R2-D2 is also on defense. So it's kind of a gimped JTR team. There's not a lot of power here. I'm just hoping to try to take Grievous out, you know, or something. I figured maybe I can do enough damage for something. And you can see I'm getting Grievous's health down. I don't go after Newt because I know I'll have to kill him twice anyway. Got Grievous down into the red, but just not enough damage to take him out. I tried, but, you know, he was able to kill me before I got it done. So, time to dust off the old Ewoks, because I do know that they will kill a lone Grievous. Well, I'm hoping they're going to kill a Grievous that's left with Newt. If I can get enough damage in fast enough, he's close enough to death that I should be able to take him out. Hopefully. I haven't done this in a while. And my Ewoks are like gear 11 with some gear 12. So going up against a Relic Grievous is kind of difficult. But I do get him down into the red here. And it's just a matter of trying to manage his turn meter and attack enough and buff up my Ewoks enough to where they can get the job done. I'm not even paying attention to Newt because I really just want to take Grievous out, and then I can worry about Newt later. Thankfully, I finally was able to get him down. Now I can just go after Newt. So throw it on auto and let them do what they do. And that's what they're doing, just going after him. I don't even know if the AI will cleanse the extortion off or what, but they're doing their thing better than I can. And they're able to take out Newt and get me the win. Only 26 banners there, but It doesn't matter at this point because I've already lost. Now, he did go light in the back. He put Rogue One and Ewoks back there. So that's great for me. I gotta clear up top if I can and see what he's got in the back. Hopefully something light. So I'll go in with my General Skywalker counter. I use CLS, Han, Chewie, C-3PO, and Old Ben. I've got Relic 3 on my C-3PO and Old Ben, and Relic 7 on the other 3. I know some people use Watt on their team, and I only just got a 6-star Watt, so mine's a little behind. Not strong enough, I would say, for this kind of team. So this is the one I use. It was from a Warrior video where he told you how to mod them and what to do and all that. And that's what I do. It works most of the time. I don't know if in this case it comes down to modding or RNG or, using the wrong move at the wrong time. I was debating whether or not I should taunt there with Old Ben, but I went for the attack just to try to get some more damage in. I want to try and kill as many of these 501st while Skywalker's taking a knee as I can. And so I was thinking there too, could I do enough damage to kill the other clone trooper? Ideally, you want to take them all out while he's taking a knee and then finish him off when he gets back up. Right there, I lost my Chewie, and that's never a good sign. You want him to go after Old Ben, and that time he just went straight after Chewie. And then he took out my Han, then he finally took out Old Ben. And that's definitely not the way you want it to go. You need your Han and Chewie, so there's nothing I can do here. It's a failure, and he's still got one 501st clone left alive. So that's going to be a tough one to clean up. I'm not sure what I got left in the tank. So I'm going to go back down south, start knocking out these teams, and at least try and get as many points as I can. Since I know I've already lost this, maybe, at least I can save some points. And maybe I'll hit Kyber, maybe not. But always try and clear as much as I can. So I went and took my Imps against his Ewoks here. And you can see it's no match. I mean, easy 60 banners. So that's fine. But with my opponent, his strategy, one thing I really liked is you can appreciate that he's got these mediocre teams in the back because he doesn't need to have strong teams there. He put 2 strong teams out front and then 2 maybe medium heavy teams beside them. And that's going to make you wonder, what has he got in the back? What do I need to save power for? And you're going to end up saving extra power to use in the back, and there's nothing back there. So his strategy really did its job by making you kind of hold back some power for the back, and then there's nothing there. So it doesn't matter if you get 60 or if they take off a couple banners. It's already done its job by making you think that there was something back there that you needed to hold strong teams in reserve for. And I can really appreciate that kind of a strategy. I find it interesting. As far as this match goes, you see he's got Rogue One, and I went ahead and took in my EP team. I got enough stuff there, threw Thrawn in there. That way I'd be able to top up some protection, hopefully. And he's got Fracture to help deal with the taunt. You got that taunt from Baze, and then the constant kind of regain of taunt from K2. He's a really solid tank. Really annoying, the fact that he'll just keep gaining taunt back. You got to watch out for that. That can mess up your team if you underestimate it. But in this case, like I said, I've got enough power to deal with that. But if this team takes away banners for protection, it's doing its job. You might get 60 banners going against a Jedi Revan team on defense or something. But if I only get 55 banners because this team's knocked off all of my protection, then this team's really done what it's supposed to do. So you see me here, I'm cleaning this team up. I just got Baze left. He's not too bad on defense because he's got that constant retribution, and he's going to keep hitting back and steal a couple banners off of you. That's definitely something to think about. And you see I only picked up 56 there. So definitely a crappy team as far as getting holds, but a good team as far as stripping banners, which is what it's all about. Let's go back up top here and take out this other team before I think about what I want to clean up that General Skywalker with. I'll go ahead and use my Jedi Knight Revan here. He's got Nest on the team, and I found that Jedi Knight Revan's a pretty good killer against Nest. I don't want to get trapped on, in an endless loop with Nest not being able to take a turn. So going after, and it's kind of a weird comp, and I wasn't sure because you notice it was Dooku lead, and he's got Jango on there, obviously, because he's a separatist, and Droideka, but then he did have Bosk on there for a taunt, and I could kind of see how that, how that works. That could definitely get annoying if you don't bring enough power to deal with this team. He would steal your focus away, and then Droideka gets a shield up, Jango's got damage immunity. You'd be in trouble real quick. So it's definitely an interesting composition to have to deal with. But thankfully, like I said, I brought in my Jedi Knight Revan. Being one of the top teams, I'm able to pretty much do what I want, focus on who I need to focus on. I don't have to worry about the days and the debuffs and whatnot that Nest does. I'll be able to take her out once I can line up a good hit. But right now I got damage immunity on Jango, and I've got Droideka to deal with. I was able to get a big hit in on Nest, so I took it. That's why I was taking the time to pause and look at the turn meter and see if that was an option. So yes, thankfully I got Nest out of there, then took out Droideka. And now I'm just finishing off Jango and trying to, get what I can. Like I said, there's no banner count that's going to matter. It's just a matter of taking out these teams for my own benefit, just because I hate leaving a map unfinished. I don't ever want to be those guys that you lost after the first attack, so you don't even attack anymore. It's good practice seeing what you can do. So here we go, back with General Skywalker for cleanup, and I'm trying to go through my roster, see what's left and what I can use. I brought in First Order with Watt. I figured him throwing the techs out would be able to maybe help me out a little bit. Stun General Skywalker so that way I can attack him and get him down. And I'm able to get him to drop right there. Now I got that last clone that I got to take out. Looks like Echo. So trying to get him down before Skywalker stands back up again. And get as many of the techs out as I can, because obviously General Skywalker is going to hit pretty hard once he does stand back up. So got to be ready to tank this out. And crew did survive the opening blast. Get a big hit in with Executioner. But then right there, that counterattack from Skywalker just killed my crew. And he's kind of the important piece because he's supposed to be the one taking all the damage. So now that he's gone, everyone else kind of falls like dominoes. You can see that Fu's just barely in there. And every time he counterattacks, that's it. He hits so hard. So that team didn't work, but at least I, got rid of the clone. Now I can take him out. Maybe I should have tried this team first, but I didn't really want to burn it if I didn't have to. So that's why I went with the First Order. But now I just took in my Traya, Scion, Nihilus. I've got First Order Stormtrooper in there just as a tank. Figured maybe he would taunt, take some damage. I don't know. I just didn't want to blow it. So if I can't get through him, I won't be able to do anything. Thankfully, I was able to get through him. And he's got nothing too hard. I would say nothing that would normally be too hard in the back. But when you're running on fumes and you're scraping through the depths of your roster, everything becomes a hard team because you don't have the right stuff to do the job. If you got the right characters and the right squads, you're going to do great. But when you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, nothing works like it's supposed to. What would be an easy team to take out suddenly becomes a nightmare. And so this is his Karth team that he's got. And one of the things he did that was interesting is put Visas in there as a fifth instead of like Juhani or somebody else. And that actually comes into play here. I'm going after his mission, took her out, and then right away, Visas brings her back. And she's able to hide and go into stealth and heal up. So it's like I didn't even do anything. I completely underestimated Visas because I don't use her. I never geared mine up. She's not useful for a whole lot of things. And so I didn't even think about that. And, pay the price because I wasted all that effort taking out mission. So trying to work on Visas when I can. Got to get around Zalbar's taunt. Thankfully, I've got enough characters on here that will help with that, kind of get rid of that taunt, that I can go after Visas. I know I'm not playing it exactly right, because I keep forgetting which attack on Qui-Gon Jinn is the dispel and which one is the assist. I'm just not used to playing him very much. So I was able to take out Visas. Now it's just like, okay, who else can I take out? Try and get rid of who I can. And if I have to clean it up with another team, so be it. But I gotta at least try and take out a couple more, make my job easier. So Canderous has the lowest health. Gonna start going after him. Get him down into the yellow, and as soon as he gets turned to go, it's like he heals right back up, even with some protection. So definitely a struggle here, trying to use this team. You can see it, they just keep healing back up. Zalbar keeps getting his taunt. Very frustrating when you don't have the right tools to deal with this team. And it sucks because at this point I'm thinking of all the teams that I burned. Like if I would have had that FO with Watt back, FO would be perfect against Karth team. But I don't have that. So it sucks when you lose a team and then you got to shift your whole plan and you start using teams that were meant for other teams. And like I say, you're scraping the bottom of your roster after a while. And so that's where we're at. I've got Mission, Zalbar, and Karth left now. So I'm trying to see if I can break up the dynamic duo over here by taking out Mission. But there I just lost one. Down to 4 now. And Mission and Zalbar have so much synergy between them. They make a great pair, being able to heal back up and assist and all that interaction that they have back and forth. So it's very frustrating to be able to break through that. And that's what I'm trying to do. I know I can't do much damage to Zalbar, so I'm just trying to be able to get rid of the taunt, or till the taunt goes away. I know that these Jedi aren't going to be able to do much to get through. So I'm trying to do what I can to make a cleanup easier. And if I can get out Karth, that's at least going to help by not letting them have a leader bonus for the cleanup, which will make it a little bit easier. So there I go, keep going after Karth. Now I'm down to just 2 on my end. And I right there would have killed him, and I missed. Like, just blew it. So, unfortunate. Still trying to go after Karth before I run out of time or die. Send Plo Koon with some buffs. And there we go. Took out Karth, thankfully. So the leader's going to be gone. But there's nothing I can do in the final seconds to get rid of either Zalbar or Mission. So, I mean, it sucks. It was another loss, another team I got to come up with to try and get the job done. So, what do I come up with? Rogue One. I never get to use them for hardly anything. And sending them in against a Mission Zalbar duo that doesn't have a lead bonus actually pans out. I mean, I'm using teams that I never get to use for anything, hardly at all, because I am scraping the bottom of my roster here. So, the good thing is I can get enough exposes that I can do some significant damage. There's not as much healing going on, so I was able to take out Mission there. And now I'm going to work on Zalbar. And you can see that I can do enough damage to get the job done. All these exposes help out. So there we go. Cleaned it up in 2. Got 40 banners for that. Not bad in my opinion. I got this last team here. And I recorded all these. And I know it may be boring to most of you just seeing a horrendous loss. But I've chatted with my opponent. He's a really good guy. And we're changing information back and forth and about team comps and whatnot. And I did tell him that I recorded all of my fights so he can see what I used. And he was actually impressed that I was able to make the progress that I did. And he wanted to see what I used against each of his teams and what happened. I think having that information is good. And I hate to lose, but I don't mind losing as long as I can learn some things and get some information on how my teams do and, just tips and exchange information with my opponent. I really don't mind it, even though it does suck to lose. So here we are. It's the last battle here, and you can see that it's just a hodgepodge team. I have basically nothing left. I did Sidious lead because he gives everybody more crit chance and damage. And then I got Canderous in there to throw down some dots. Chopper's in there just as a tank that can dispel and maybe take the heat off somebody for a little bit. And then I've got Juhani just because, that's what I've got, Wampa is my only main damage dealer. He's like Relic 4, so he's decently geared up, does some heavy damage once he starts getting ramped up, and I was hoping that the counterattacks would do something, because on this team, it's very difficult to get through if you can get around the taunt from L3, and I keep getting stuck, it's unfortunate, but Wampa's in there counterattacking and working like a beast here. So thankfully Wampa keeps counterattacking, and that's the only way I'm able to start doing significant amounts of damage. And now it's down to just Wampa. Power up there. And I'm just trying to stay alive. I can't even go after Vandor. You see Vandor's prepared. So if I go after anyone else, they're going to be brought back. And right there, that AoE was able to wipe out Vandor. And the counterattacks now are just starting to tear him up. So I feel like I've got a fighting chance. And right there, I did it. I didn't expect this team to win. They came through. And Wampa got me that clear for 48 banners. So it was rough. And I used everything in my roster, basically. And you can see that my score is ugly. In the 1700s, that is ridiculous. My opponent put up 1900, which is a great score. Hopefully you guys learned something if you continued this far and are still watching this. I would say the takeaway from today's battle would be do your homework, scout your opponent, run the bot comparisons, and make sure you know what each of their teams is going to do. And I didn't have time to do that, and I paid the price. All right, so we'll see you guys in the next go-round. Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.